Hello everyone, this is Professor Deepika from Sai Vidya Institute of Technology of Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Welcome you all for this video session. So in this video session, we are going to study about the module 4 of our smart grid subject. So that is the renewable energy and the storage. So we all know that the renewable energy sources are actually obtaining from the earth natural resources and they'll not get replenished over a time. So that is like when we keeps on using them, they'll not get replenished or they'll not get depleted. So that we call it as a renewable energy resources. So the renewable energy is the energy that has been derived from the earth's natural resources that are finite or exhaustible, such as wind and sunlight. So you can see here, so these are the examples for the renewable energy resources. Like as we keep on using the solar energy, it will not get replenished or it will not get depleted, or when we use the hydro energy, so that will also not get depleted. Wind energy is also available all the time and we can generate the power, and that will also not get replenished. Like we have a tidal energy, geothermal energy and the biomass energy, so from which we can actually generate the power, and it is actually a cleanest forms of energy, and by which actually they are eco-friendly energy, and they'll not cause any environmental impact. So the design and development of the smart grid requires, the first one, it requires the modeling of the renewable energy resources and the technologies. Like when we want to develop the smart grid with a renewable energy resources, so first of all we have to model the system. Then when we model the system, then we will get to know like where we can generate the power, how do we generate, or how can we transmit. So everything we will get to know when we model the system, and also the technology related to them, and analyzing their levels of penetration. Like when actually we can include the renewable energy resources in the smart grid, like during which condition. Like like for example, from the let me take one example. Like from the solar energy, I have generated the enough power and I have met the demand. But during peak time, what happened? The demand will increases rapidly. So therefore, we can include the renewable energy resources in a level. Like at one level, we include two types of natural resources, and in the other level, we can include all the renewable energy resources. So like that, we have to analyze when we have to include the renewable energy resources. So in that way, and conducting the impact assessments of the legacy system for the purpose of modernization. So like we have a outdated system or the existing system. So in the existing system, what are the advantages are there, what are the disadvantages are there? Like if we implement the smart grid, how do we overcome the disadvantage with respect to them? So that we have to conduct the assessment. And actually the renewable technology will reduce the environmental impact, or it reduces the foreign oil dependency of all the countries. And whatever the issues with the renewable energy resources are there, so that can be overcome by enhancing the efficiency and reliability of the system. So coming to architectural design, the architectural design include in this way. That is, first one, it includes the optimal interconnection, like accurate interconnection. So how do we interconnect different renewable energy resources with the existing grid or with the smart grid? So that is nothing but the optimal interconnection. So next we have the optimal sizing and the sizing of the distributed energy resources for optimum reliability, security and economic benefits. Like we can't always depend on the renewable energy resources which are situated far away from us, right? So because due to a climatic condition, there may be a chances of breaking of the transmission lines may happen. During that time, we can't get the power continuously. But when we depend on the distributed energy resources, we can continuously tap the power. Distributed energy resource means when we install the solar panel at our home, or when we install the small wind turbine at our home, so we can continuously tap the power, and we will not depend on the grid all the time. So that is nothing but the optimal sizing and sizing of the distributed energy resources. And computational development of smart grid to permit the estimation and forecasting models for fast real-time accurate prediction of these variable power resources. So next we have the sustainable energy option for the smart grid. So what is actually a sustainable energy means? It is the energy which is derived from natural sources that replenish themselves over of time. So that means what, over a time, like they'll be available throughout the year, or a part of a year, but they'll get replenished over a time. For example, these are also called as the green power, and they are also the eco-friendly power. So you can see here, solar energy will be available only during the daytime, and it will not be available during the night. And that means what, over a time it will be available, and after that time it will get replenished. So that is nothing but the sustainable energy options. So now we'll study one by one. That is, the first one is about the solar energy. So the solar energy, it is usually it has harnessed by the use of photovoltaic cell, and it was first discovered in 1839 by French physicist Edmond Becquerel. So the Edmond Becquerel, he is a French physicist. He actually invented the photovoltaic cell, and this photovoltaic cell can be able to convert the solar energy into electrical energy. So we'll be using a solar panels, or we will be using a photovoltaic cell which can easily convert the solar energy into a light energy, electrical energy. So therefore, this technology can use only the single panel, or a string of PV panel, or a multitude of parallel strings of a PV panel. And we all know that solar photovoltaic cell has no emission. That means it will not emit any carbon dioxide or any unwanted gases, and it is a reliable, and it requires minimum maintenance. So in this image you can observe. So when sunrays, when it falls on the photovoltaic cell, so that light energy will be converted into electrical energy, and that electrical energy can be given to a loads to do the work. When we give it to a lamp, it lights up. So you can see here, so this is how the solar energy, this is how the photovoltaic cell is going to work. We know that in a photovoltaic cell, it is something like a two-layer semiconductor device. So we'll be having a P layer, and we will be having a N layer, and these two, and it is basically a semiconductor. And when we combine them, what happen? There will be a junction formed between them, and therefore due to this junction, or due to this barrier potential, the charges cannot move from either of the side. So therefore when sun rays, when it falls on the barrier or the junction, so it reduces the barrier potential, hence easily the charges can move from either of the side. So therefore the electric potential or the electrical energy will be generated, and that can be used and that can be given to a loads. So this is how the solar panels are going to work. So thanks for watching the video.